Little disclaimer, if you do not like to see where your food comes from, do not continue watching this video. We will not be showing the killing, but there may be video of processing chickens into what you see at the grocery store. Only we're not doing it at or for a grocery store. This is how we live. If you don't like it, don't watch. Thanks. Enjoy the video. Greetings from Southern Yankee Homestead. If this is your first time, welcome. If you're a returning viewer, welcome back. So today is Saturday the 15th? Yeah, the 15th. And our chickens are a couple days over 10 weeks old. Which chickens? These chickens. They're a little cranky today. They haven't had breakfast, but that's intentional because they're going to freezer camp today, so they didn't get fed this morning. They had their last meal last night. If you didn't know, when harvesting chickens, it's good to not feed them the morning of the slaughter because, well, it'll make it more messy when you get into the actual cleaning portion. So I'm going to go through our setup here. Obviously, we're not going to be hand carrying the chickens from over there to over here where we're doing the harvesting. We're doing the harvesting over here because this is a low spot. We have water here, we have electricity, it's close to the garage, close to the freezer, and it's got gravel underneath it because it's the driveway, so we're less likely to track stuff around. We're going to use the Husqvarna with our little trailer. I took and modified it slightly so that we have a way to transport the chickens over here. Nothing fancy, just something we can throw the chickens in there. They're going to be covered so they don't get too cooked in the sun. Once we get them over here, we don't have kill cones. What we have is a board and some string. So we're going to wrap their feet with this, then hang them upside down, and we're going to slit their necks at that point. Blood is going to go into these kiddie pools. These are old kiddie pools. They don't hold water, they leak, but they're good for covering up stuff like the wood splitter and, you know, stuff like this. We will be putting wood chips in there, or wood shavings I should say, so that they will it will soak up the blood. We'll then put that later into the compost and compost that down. From the kill station, we're going to go over here. This is the boiling station, I guess you'd call it. I don't know. Part of the plucking station. We're going to drop the chickens in the water for 30 seconds to a minute. And then from there, we're going to go right here. We got a nice little chicken plucker. This isn't big and fancy. This is the Amazon one that you can find on there. Works fine. Haven't had any problems with it. We've done... I say I haven't had any problems with it, but we've only done like 20 chickens so far. So today we're going to basically double the amount of chickens we've done on this. Once they come out of the plucker, we got this large plastic trash can. We're going to drop ice in here and just let the body sit and start to cool. We're going to get a batch of them going until we get people here that are going to help us process the birds. And then we got the processing stations. So we got just a good old-fashioned, let me see if you can even see anything with that sun. Yeah. Good old-fashioned plastic table. We got another table, bunch of knives, got coffee, little weigh station. Still have to get the bags out. I got to run an extension cord actually now that I'm thinking of it. And we got to get the ice. So stick around. We'll do a basic coverage because everyone's covered this. If they have a homesteading channel, they've pretty much covered turkey and chickens and poultry. So this isn't going to be anything new, anything fancy, as far as I know. Might give you some ideas, or if you're just interested in doing this, it's another resource to take a look at. So let me get going and get set up and get back to you. All right, getting the first batch going. Lots of noise going on.
Come on, get.
If you can grab one, grab one.
Go on. There we go. Go.
There's some heavy ones. This one is heavy.
Try to grab it by the middle. That's just an El Cheapo hinge on there. We're going to be doing this for a minute. Alright, well, we're on day 2. Last night we worked till about sunset. Finished up with the evening, or finished up doing this about the time that evening chores took place. Thankfully, we had a little bit less evening chores to do because we ended up with those 3 coolers and these 2 coolers.
5 coolers altogether.
All loaded up with chicken and chicken parts. So, but we were pretty well exhausted last night with only 3 people processing 48 birds. We ran out of steam, so we didn't get to the bagging portion, which Hun and I are going to do today. Give you an idea. Starting here beside Hun, we're going to take the chickens. We're going to dunk them one last time to make sure they're watered. We don't want them to grow anymore, and if we let them dry out, they'll shrink. Then up on the table, we're going to
dry them out.
The drying is after, yeah. So we're going to bag them. We're going to stage a couple of them on the table, and then we're going to drop them in the hot water to seal the bag up. We'll show you that process. Then over here to this station,
we get the paper towels.
We're going to dry the bags. We're then going to weigh them. We're going to mark the weights down on our book, and then we're also going to mark the weights on a label before the chickens find their way into that basket where they go into the freezer. If you didn't understand what we were saying, here in a minute we'll show you what we were saying. But we have it set up so that we are fairly compact, and hopefully we can get a good line going in, what are you thinking, 2 hours?
I'm thinking maybe an hour.
Maybe an
good
hour?
solid
Okay.
hour, we'll be done. Because
Okay.
the hard part was yesterday. Now it's just putting it in bags and sealing
Mhm.
it. So
And we'll show you what we do with all the other little bits as well, because we got feet, liver, heart, gizzards, what else? Necks.
yep.
Pretty much out of 48 meat birds, we had 1.5 5-gallon pails. So 1.5 of, where is it? We had 1.5 of these that we threw into the woods to feed the bears,
Yep.
and the raccoons and the foxes and the coyotes and all the other animals. Then we probably had a little bit more than that in feathers. Figured, well, yeah, probably about 1 feathers because they were wet, 1 5-gallon bucket. So out of 48 meat birds, or 5 coolers full of chicken, the only thing we threw away was 10 gallons, 15 gallons worth of excess material.
But you can't really say throw away because we're getting the deers, the bears, and fatten up for hunting season. And then the feathers that we burn, we're going to use that ash later on for our garden. So didn't waste nothing really.
And the blood and that we had in the wood chips ended up in the compost, so that we can help richen the compost.
Yep, and that too goes right back to the garden. So pretty much everything was used so far.
And will be. I mean, out of this, the only waste we're really going to have is some plastic ends after we're done sealing it, and some paper towels, which again will be burned and used as ash on the compost, or on the fire, or it'll be used as fill. Whatever, depends on where we're at when we clean out the fire pit.
Absolutely.
And we apologize for the whining in the back. Junior, the baby goat, he has gone on to his new home. We found someone that wants to bottle feed him. She raises goats as dogs, basically. So it's going to be an indoor goat. Whether you agree with that or not, that is that person's lifestyle. Don't knock their lifestyle. That's what they enjoy to do. So we figure that's going to be a pretty good life for that little goat, pooping on hardwood floors and being loved more than anything.
And
so with that being said,
here is looking for her baby because I think this is about the time he gets up from his nap and breastfeeds. So I think she needs a little relief. Oh, and we did milk her for the first time this morning, and it is her first time being milked, and she is absolutely pleasant on the milking stand. We were able to get 1 pint of milk from her in one setting. I think that was amazing. And that's just this morning. We'll have to milk her again today, this evening. But the way she's whining, I'm looking at her udder and it seems to be very full. So we may have to start milking her 3 times a day. We'll see though how it goes. But yeah, she's just an amazing milker for the first time. Very pleasant.
So that being said, I hope I'm on frame because my lens is out, or my screen is out. So we're going to go ahead and
Get started.
check our water temperature and go ahead and get started.
Yep.
thought since we went through this whole thing, we'd go over the numbers real quick so you can see what we actually did. Now, we didn't show a bunch of this, but that was by design. We did harvest the skins, skins on the necks, gizzards, feet, the necks themselves, the liver, and the hearts. We're not necessarily going to eat all of this. Some of this is going to be used for dog food, but our grand total was 229 pounds, 6 ounces of chicken, and that was for 47 chickens. We lost 2 very early on, right after we got them here and put them in the brooder, and then we had 1 that we harvested for dinner tonight. So we didn't weigh that one. Oh well. So going off 229 pounds, 6 ounces of just the chicken for 47 birds, we spent $587.55, which averages out to $2.56 per pound. But we also harvested 9 pounds of skin and gizzards. That's going to be used for dog food. We got 10 pounds of chicken feet, 10 pounds of chicken neck, 9 pounds of liver, and 1 pound of hearts. Some of this we're going to eat, some of this may go to friends, some of it's definitely going to family. But like the chicken necks, a lot of people throw those out, but we can make stock with them, you can make soup, they're very useful. The liver, I'll be honest, I talked Hun into letting me keep some of it. I want to use it for catfish bait. See how that works later in the year. The heart, Hun loves heart and eggs, I think it is, or heart and rice, or she loves the chicken heart. And then the feet, Hun loves the chicken feet soup or stew, or in a lot of other cultures the feet are a delicacy, so we will be eating that. So 1 pound of rice with 1 pound of skin and gizzards, that's basically 9 or 10 meals for Blue, or Husky. So we're going to utilize as much of this chicken that we harvested as possible. We do that with all our animals. They gave their lives to help nourish us, so we're going to use every part of them that we can, and if anyone wants some, we have it available, or some other parts that they want. So nothing is going to go to waste. We do not have any freezer space left. We almost had to stand on it to get it to close. So we're going to have to come up with another freezer here soon, just for vegetables that are going to be coming off the garden even sooner. So all said and done, we had 268 pounds of material that we processed from the chickens. So a little over 250 pounds, which if you figure what we spent, which was $587.55, we came out to $2.19 a pound. Now that is just for the feed and the chickens. We didn't include the chicken tractor build, we didn't include the chicken plucker, the gas burner, tables, bags, any of that. There's still some additional expense there, but most of that expense will be reused year after year. We'll probably have to get some new bags next year, but we'll reuse the chicken plucker again next year. We'll reuse the tables for multiple things. Food saver bags, we use those for vacuum sealing a lot of the stuff. So there is some additional expense, but realistically it's pretty minimal. Paper towels, just general stuff, trash. So it's not a complete list, but this is 90% of it. So hope you enjoyed the video. Pound that subscribe button, please. Pound that subscribe button. We're looking at the analytics. 97% of you that are watching this are not subscribed. Do us a favor, subscribe. It don't cost you nothing. If you need help with it, message us. Our information is in the about screen, or it's in the description down below. Yeah, down there. See down there? Yeah. Got all our contact information in there if you need help figuring out how to subscribe. Yeah. Leave a comment. Let us know about the videos. Do you like them? Do you not like them? Are they boring? Need more meat? Need less potatoes? Just let us know. Say something in the comments. Good, bad, or other. I will say if it's bad, I might delete your ass. Anyhow, it's been a long 2 days. Hope you enjoyed the video, and we'll see you in the next one. Toodles. Greetings and welcome to Southern Yankee Homestead. That is the wrong greeting. I'm gonna get this right one of these years. Almost 100 videos in and I can't even get the opening correct. Duh. Obviously, we're not gonna be hand walking the chickens from over there to over here. And we're setting it up here because, well, it produces a lot of water. So we need to get or doesn't produce a lot of water.
Start from wherever you want to start from. You're the cameraman. You can always edit and cut out outtakes and do whatever you want to do.
No, yeah, but when I'm on a train of thought and then all of a sudden the train derails.
Well, you were saying.
The skin and gizzards we'll be using for dog food. We'll basically take a pound of that with a pound of rice, cook it up, and that will be rice that I'm hearing in the background, isn't it? So speaking of rice, Hun right now is shaking out the rice for tonight's dinner. I don't know if you can hear that in the background. We're doing pretty good on the viewer count right now, but 97% of you are watching this and aren't scum blah 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 blah. There's gonna be a lot of outtakes on this one. I know it.
And the boobie's getting full. I think we might have to do twice a day, 2 or 3 times. You're saying only 2. That boobie is full. Hi.
There's a good outtake for the end of it.